All right, we'll kick it off here. All right, notice is hereby given that the Board of Directors of the Green Mountain Water and Sanitation District of County of Jefferson, State of Colorado will hold a special meeting at 6 p.m. Thursday, August 11th, 2022 at 13919 West Utah Avenue, Lakewood, Colorado 80228. This meeting will be held for the purpose of conducting such business as may come before the board. This meeting is open to the public. Virtual meeting option. For those who may not be able to attend in person, the district will offer the option of participating in this meeting by video/conference call. To attend, please go to https://us06web.zoom.us/j/895-3322-5776 or call 669-900-6833 and enter the meeting ID 895-3322-5776. To troubleshoot issues with the connection at the time of the meeting, please follow the link https://support.zoom.us/en-us/sections/200-305-593-troubleshooting. If you still experience issues, email customer service at greenmountainwater.org and our IT staff will assist you as soon as possible. The district does not discriminate on the basis of race, age, national origin, color, creed, religion, sex, sexual orientation, or disability in the provision of services. People with disabilities needing reasonable accommodation to attend or participate in district board meeting can call 303-985-1581 or email customer service at greenmountainwater.org for assistance. Please give notice and far in advance as possible so we may accommodate your request. Agenda item number 1 is called to order. Declaration of a quorum. Jeff Baker present.
Pat Hicks present.
Dave Wickman.
Yeah, Morgan present.
Roger Wendell.
All directors are present. I'm going to declare a quorum. We'll close agenda item 1, open agenda item number 2. Directors matters, disclosure matters. Do the directors have anything to disclose?
No.
No items. We will close agenda item 2 and open up agenda item 3, approval of and additions to deletions from the agenda. Any additions, deletions, or etc.? None. We will close agenda item number 3 and open agenda item 4, public comment. Limit 5 minutes per person. For pass motion of the Green Mountain Water and Sanitation District Board of Directors, May 11, 2021. Members of the public wishing to address the board during the public comment period are asked to keep the comments civil and related to the items in the agenda or to the conduct of district business. Members of the public wishing to address the board will be recognized by the board to maintain proper decorum. Since Green Mountain Water and Sanitation District Board values your input, we always offer additional opportunities for the public to provide comments by using the district's email system or by phoning into customer service in the event they do not get on during the meeting during the period set aside for public comment. Okay. Do we have anybody online who would wish to speak? Raise your hand.
There's only Amara tonight.
Yep. All right, nobody online, anybody in the audience? That you are, go ahead and speak,
Thank
please.
you, sir. I've spent the entire last 40 hours thinking how I wanted to address the board tonight. And I've had 100 different scenarios in my head. I hope I'm going to deliver one that doesn't insult anybody, but it's not my intention. But I do think there are a couple of things that ought to come to your attention. First, I want to applaud Jeff for the initiative of asking people who I would have expected to show up for a meeting last Tuesday did not show up. I think that was a genius move, and it really shows how desperately Green Mountain Water needs lobbyist representation. First, to find out what's going on, and second, to at some point begin to have a voice. We're too small to have a full voice, but it's a beginning. And given that it's a one-year test, it's a very reasonable thing to do. So I applaud you for it, and Jeff, your leadership's been immaculate here. There are two things you ought to know. On the website today, there are 4 bidders for the position. 2 of them have removed themselves. And I hope you would individually ask each other and yourselves if I've done anything to cause them to remove themselves. If so, I think that requires a great deal of personal reflection, because I don't think it speaks well for representation and due diligence in the district. I know one person, I spent a lot of years working in Washington. I spent a number of years working in as a senior member of political campaigns. I worked on the Bush Cheney campaign. People kind of know that. I have a lot of friends in Colorado. I talked to a lot of people in the last 48 hours about things that I've heard, rumors that I've heard. And I'll just say, view of why one person may have removed a bid. What I can say directly is another person removed a bid because that person has no confidence in this board. They didn't want to have a relationship with it. That should scare all of us. Thank you.
We have 4 bids, there's only 3.
So 4.
3.
So
Oh.
Karen, I'm gonna let you, I'm gonna close public comment. And then we're gonna open up agenda item number 5, discussion and vote on state lobbyist. I will yield the floor to Director Morgan. Go ahead, floor is yours.
Thanks. Yeah, we have an update since the last meeting. As you know, we had originally 3 proposals. We are now down to 1. Atwood Public Relations and Mark Waller and Joe McCluskey Partnership have withdrawn their proposals. That leaves us with on the ballot and his partner, Adeline Hoge. Now, on the one hand, I am very sorry for the missed opportunities, because I know that it came up a lot. There were repeated questions about getting city local representation, hearing a voice. And the only one that was offered to do that, could and would do that, was Atwood Public Relations. So we don't have that option any longer. On the other hand, there were 3 strong candidates. They all had their pluses and minuses, and I wouldn't have brought a not solid candidate to the board. So it would have been a hard decision. So this made it easier because they were strong candidates. So we just have the 1. So we can, I'd like to make a motion to approve to hire, it would be on the ballot. And he would be working with Meridian, but I think the contract would be with on the ballot, if I'm understanding correctly. So motion to hire on the ballot for our lobbyist.
I will second.
So we have a second from Director Hooks. Do we need to add in what, or we're gonna have to make it a second motion for what level of?
So under discussion, yeah, I think that would be, I did call him today to ask about these levels, make sure I was understanding the levels correctly. I did not tell him that he was the last man standing here, but I did want to make sure that I got that right, that he doesn't, because he talked about collaboration building, and that is not something that is at the state level if he sees anybody like that. So that would not be part of it. And this active lobbying contract would include any amendments that would be, that's not something that we are pushing, but if, I wondered if that was in that full service, something that we would be writing. We're not writing anything, but he would keep us abreast of all of the amendments and back and forth there. So my recommendation would be to do that active lobbying contract so that we would get the representation and the monitoring.
Second that.
Todd already seconded. So I am disappointed. I know we had 3 different people. I was shocked that we had 2 withdraw. I did reach out and I spoke with Amy Atwood last night. And yeah, she was very gracious, and I was trying to figure out what had happened. And yeah, I'm upset that we had some issues come up. outside of the boardroom here that caused her to withdraw. And those tend to be personal items that I think we need to be careful that personal agendas don't necessarily cross over into district stuff. So I wanted to put that out there. I think Roger, you spoke to her too, or
Spoke with her as well.
okay.
I consider it quite a loss that these candidates withdrew. And with our public comments, I'm kind of in general agreement with that. It kind of sullies our name a little bit, and I hope that we can do better. This is almost unprecedented. I've not seen this happen before. I've not been on a government board, but plenty of private boards, charities and stuff. So I found this to be rather unusual.
She called you?
No, I called her.
Oh,
That's all I had.
And I think that was what Dylan's advice was, that we were able to reach out if needed for our research during this time. So that's all okay. I would like to say, so during your decision here, I did call and ask these questions about the levels of the contract. Like I said, did not tell him that everybody else had pulled out, but he said, well, while I've got you on the phone, I've been hearing rumors about your board and I see you're in federal court.
Wow.
So I think now all of the people, when I talk to them, because I'm trying to figure out how they work, they all seem to have their own contracts. That's not something that we would have to do. At one point you asked last time about how the finances would work. I was anticipating we'd get a couple contracts, pull the best parts out of them and get a full service and then negotiate for the lowest prices. What I was thinking we could do. But he has a standard contract, but I think one of those, when we get a look at it, if we go through and offer this to him on the motion, that we include, make sure that we both have a 30-day, at least a 30-day, or
Like a written termination.
yeah, able to for both of us. Since I don't know that he's certain about us, and this is new territory for us, so it would be mutually beneficial to make sure we can all escape.
So do we have the option, because, we're not creating or building legislation at this point. I think, one of the things I was hoping for is that we have people that are checking or getting access at not only the state under the dome, but also at city and county levels, trying to stay abreast of the three shades of government for us. So is that an option?
That is not something he offers. He is a state only.
Could we ask?
I did ask.
And that's one of the things Amy was actually, I'm like, damn it.
That was a positive for her, but
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that was a lucky stroke. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not often that you find somebody in your backyard who's got the
Well,
experience.
I'm not
so.
lucky, so that's.
So,
that's why
we probably will not run across that again, but in the next, even if this is a test year, like I said, it's really a word of mouth industry. I assume that we'll come up with other people during this time too. So everybody will have their ears open, I think.
And what's going to be the, one of the processes for developing a coalition or whatever? I know that's somewhere in the weeds here, but does he understand that we're looking to?
That is not something he offers. He's a state person only. If there is somebody that is looking, he will participate in a coalition, and that's what his contract says. They will, his proposal says they will participate in any coalitions. He is not actively looking for people to build, and that's not something that he does.
So will you two directors be okay with trying to reach out to build this coalition? Now do you were you're gonna have to.
I will be at state council. I'm not a lobbyist, like I said, so that's been my thing from the beginning. I will not be there day in, day out like he is. I did put together, and I saw you nodding, Director Rickman, you wanted to say that's something you would do?
well, like you, I'm not going down to the state house. That's why we hired this guy. But as far as local, the coalition building,
Coalition,
what's your question? Coalition building.
yes.
Yeah, okay, we don't have to be down there every day for that.
Well, that's not the question. So in
What's the
fact,
question?
that has nothing to do with going to the dome. So I think it's about reaching out to the, if I understand, if my math is correct, there's like 100+ water and sanitation districts similar to us that would be possibly interested in aligning with the coalition around this type of a lobbyist to, look out for classically these type of water districts, right? Water and sand districts. So that's the question.
The question is, am I participating in coalition building?
No.
Is that question?
No.
to me?
Yeah, just, I thought, do you want to be doing, will you accept coalition building as a job?
Well, it's under, you guys are gonna be managing this, but part of my thought under that with this lobbyist, that we would, possibly probably have where they're out soliciting for a coalition or trying to, create that. So with this, we're now single-ended, so this would fall on you and Director Morgan to start trying to build this coalition.
Okay.
That's the question.
Question is,
Are you
my
okay with that?
coalition building, yes, okay.
Okay.
We're just clarifying, that doesn't mean I go down to the state house every
No, that's not,
day. Okay, clear.
that's not what I was.
I think we can get a plan together and see where it goes. That could be a full-time job. Coalition building, so we can put some time into it. I did, write. You saw, and I don't have, Mr. Ty sent out an email that asked, do you want to contribute to a lobbyist? We got a letter back. I put together, and we asked Mr. Woods to do a more complete letter. I drafted what my thoughts were on background and objectives and what we would do, and I sent that to Mr. Woods. So he has a letter that I think looks complete. And what we can do now is send that out to people and go from there. I don't know that I will be committing to going to each special district meeting and trying to meet people. And I think that's what it would take to really bring people on board with this,
How about
is
us?
meeting people.
How about us having if necessary, a meeting here where we do a launch and maybe an, information only on this, and we invite, all these districts to come. And, if it gets large, we can always go in the garage, right? Is that okay, Sam?
If anybody would be interested,
So,
maybe I would suggest give it a few months, see where we are. Maybe we'll come and then us, the committee, will talk and bring you a plan about what that would look like when we get some better information on steps, who may be interested and what kind of feedback we're getting. We can put a meeting on the table, sure, we can do that. With
so
everybody, if you want to.
I think we need to keep our ear to the ground for the city and with the county, knowing what they're doing. Their monthly meetings. That's a slippery slope at best.
That's what I mean. It could be a time sink if you want to really.
Well, and I know, but this was, this is all part and parcel of that. There's these 3 shades of government. This is in my opinion of where we're trying to go with it, but we need to you gotta start building somewhere, you gotta get this compound effect going. I don't care if we just get 1 or 2, beyond us at this point. I think it's important that we run parallel operations running simultaneously. So we have a
Yeah.
lobbyist. We should be trying to build a coalition simultaneously. And then maybe, I don't know, we've got 3 other directors, maybe we can rotate and sit in on a city council or sit in on the county meetings and stuff, look at their agenda, see what they're up to. There's probably
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
I've ever
stuff.
gone to a county meeting. I've gone to a city, not county.
County's all online, I believe. I've done a couple of those, so.
Would one of the ideas be cost sharing as well?
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
That was in the letter I'm doing.
Yeah, I think they'll give us a discount, but it's not like they divide up this fee amongst however many.
It's not.
It's like it just kind of goes down slowly.
All right, so we have a motion on the floor. Any other further discussion on this? No further discussion. I'm gonna call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. We have 5 ayes, 0 nays. The motion passed. So you're now authorized to reach out to ballot.
On the
On the
ballot,
ballot.
Brett Moore, yes.
And then post this on the website. To, you know, when you can.
And we had a second motion on the level of participation.
No, that was all part of the,
Yeah.
so that takes care of the discussion and vote on the state of obvious. And move into agenda item number 6, new business and notification for the next board meeting. Do we need to add anything to the upcoming board meeting?
Potentially, probably not, but I would like some clarification on, not clarification. The Ravine Bridge. That thing won't die. But you saw, thank you very much, Mr. Tice, for sending the picture of the sign
Yes.
that was posted. Good to see, but I don't think that's what we asked for. We talked about getting legal language on it. I don't know, you asked for that, working up legal justification. So what I would like to do is get that cleared up and get a new sign. You know, there's 3 bridges total. One is in danger, one is a safety factor, and the other 2, it's not appropriate to post danger signs at all. But we talked about, so what I'd like to do is put on the record some proposed language, and then everybody can shoot it down, but I'll send this off to Dylan, and you can send your thoughts. Then if we need a board discussion next time.
Well, I think it's as simple, and this is what I saw the same thing, and I'm like, what happened to the legal
What happened
language?
to the-
So Jeff, there should be a legal Lakewood citation that states these are not bridges, these are not safe, regardless of what it is. They're not a
They're
bridge.
not bridges.
And there should be a city, some kind of an ordinance.
There is a state statute that I think would be most appropriate for us to cite. That would be CRS 32-1-1006, that states that water and sanitation districts cannot operate park facilities. They can only operate park facilities if they're adjoining a water reservoir.
And we should state that this is not an access road. This is a part of the water and sanitation infrastructure only.
The bridge is no longer operating under cooperative understanding with the city of Lakewood, which allows recreational use. The crossing remains available only as a wastewater connection and is now closed to all other traffic. And he can fix that up, but I think those key points, that there is a statute that we're not allowed, it's no longer a bridge, it's still remaining as, just like you said. But that was, I think, the original intent. And that's
Yeah, we
what
did have this discussion.
We
so I
did,
was like,
a couple times.
I don't know how it got watered down to that, but we need to really make sure that, Jeff, that gets hammered home, because there's a lot of problems with, just like, oh, warning Peligro, you know, don't go on this. It's like, now there's a lot of reasons we need to post that and protect ourselves.
So if anybody feels that this warrants future discussion on the next board meeting, otherwise I will just send this off and Dylan can correct it and update it, but it gives him
I
something to
say
start with.
send it off.
Okay. Then the other thing I would suggest, that middle bridge is a safety issue. We deemed it an emergency a couple years ago. So if the barricades are getting torn down, maybe we should send somebody out there every week and make sure the barricades are being put up until we can get a good barricade up there.
Well, I didn't know, are we using temporary barricades or what are we, every time I've been out there, there's nothing ever there.
I've not seen it.
So-
It was temporarily barricading it with chain link fence.
Oh, they did.
Did the district ever put anything up there?
I don't think we ever put any good fencing up. Maybe like plastic hazard fencing, but nothing.
And I do believe we authorized that back in March.
Correct.
So,
And then it got rolled into the project, so we got the big, that's why we've got to get this project rolling.
and maybe if those barricades need to come out of the RFP for the whole bridge to get it moving faster, whatever, that one is a danger. You can see concrete
So talking about the contractors on that, Jeff, too, going to bid net. Maybe, you know, if we're only getting one vendor, maybe we need to extend to the other side of the western slope in Wyoming. We got drilling operations shut down. You got, those are the kind of people we need, you know, people that shoot caissons or drill with, in remote areas. So maybe we go up to Wyoming or the western slope where these,
Yes.
oil people are shut down right now, probably needing work, so. Okay.
I'll send out Mercy email right away to Eric saying, hey, this has to move forward as quickly as possible based on these bullet points, signage. Get the center crossing pylon blocked as soon as possible.
And then I wanted to also add on for the next meeting, it'll be in a executive session thing. And we'll be discussing Big Sky litigation. I'm going to be asking for Dylan and the board. Probably need to have Scott Gessler present also. And we will be going into an executive session.
So you would like to invite Scott Gessler?
Yep. That's all I have.
No, but yes, I'm sorry, but can I comment that, you said, I know, never ends, that RFP for the engineer that you posted for the, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet today, but I did see that you said it was on BidNet, but that's more of a, like a services job thing, so that may be more appropriate. It didn't sound like you were gonna post anyplace else.
We can if you want, so under services, we could just have to post on bid. So the things I sent out today were, if we go to construction bidding, we have to post it everywhere based on that SOP I sent out. And then the RFP is on BidNet, but it's only a draft form, so it's not really posted yet, but we could post it in more places if we need to.
I think it would be good to, that was authorized like in the June meeting. So I think we can go ahead and post that for real and probably on the WWA, SDA site, maybe Indeed, because it is a services, maybe a contract job kind of thing. Unless anybody else.
And I have a request from staff or to staff. Could you guys come up with the new directors and let them know like what's coming up? You know, we've got all these different things we have to knock down in the upcoming months. You know, we have budget and all these different things. We have a rate next. I had pushed it. We had to go into October, so we got to be ready to do a tap fee increase, and you know, we're building budgets for next year. So there's a lot of things that are going from September through November. It's going to get really busy, and I want to. That's why I was hoping to clean up all this other stuff, so we're not dragging it into this next board meeting. We really need to cinch down on district stuff for 2023. So maybe just send out something for the new directors that they're aware, or so they know what's coming up. Just trying to give you.
I have a sense of it.
Well, that's why, yes, I want to give you more than a sense, kind of give you a little bit of a roadmap so you'll understand. I'm really gun shy about loading up board meetings with anything other than what we have to do for the next 3-4 months. So, anything else? I'm going to close that agenda item up, and then I'm going to motion to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second? We have a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
5 ayes, 0 nays. The meeting is adjourned at 6:29 p.m. Thank you all very much. Thank you, staff.